As a brain doctor who has spent over 2 decades helping seniors protect their brains and live fuller lives, I never imagined I'd be standing here today saying this. But what I discovered recently shook me to my core. Just a few months ago, I had a 67-year-old patient named Harold, retired Navy officer, proud grandfather of 5, fit, active, always the first one to help a neighbor. He followed every health tip he read, walked daily, stayed hydrated, watched his salt intake. Exercise is essential for your brain, your heart, your mood. The scans revealed plaque buildup and minor narrowing, a condition called carotid stenosis. In a recent study published in the Journal of Stroke and Cerebrovascular Diseases, researchers found that patients over 66 who regularly performed moderate to high-intensity neck and shoulder workouts before bedtime had significantly higher markers of endothelial dysfunction, meaning their arteries weren't expanding properly. These patients were also more likely to experience microstrokes, silent strokes that damage memory, balance, and mood over time without obvious symptoms. Always warm up, never hold your breath, and avoid any movement that makes you feel lightheaded, tingly, or short of breath. Those are warning signs your brain is not getting proper blood flow. He never knew he had it. And now you're told that something so simple, a stretch, a twist, a yoga pose, could be dangerous. And said, "Doctor, I want to know what to avoid." That's why I made this video, to give you the latest, honest information that most people never hear. Don't twist, strain, or compress your carotids. Move gently. Hydrate, and if you notice dizziness, confusion, or numbness after exercise, seek medical help immediately. You won't hear this from every trainer or in every health book. But, as a brain doctor, I've seen the consequences. And I'd rather speak up now than watch another patient like Harold suffer needlessly. We looked at her routine. Turns out she was doing headstands in her living room, inspired by a video that claimed it reversed aging. I gently explained the risks. She stopped, replaced it with gentle chair yoga, added magnesium-rich foods, drank more water before bed. And guess what? 6 months later, her blood pressure stabilized, her memory improved, and she said, "I feel like myself again, only smarter." I get it. I really do. But knowledge is power, and this isn't about fear. It's about protection, prevention, empowerment, because, with the right habits, you can dramatically reduce your stroke risk, even after 60. And every night, when he twisted his neck and held his breath to stretch his upper back, he was unknowingly compressing the artery that feeds his brain. Think light walking after dinner, seated tai chi, or leg lifts in bed. These keep your blood moving without straining the arteries. Better yet, practice deep diaphragmatic breathing before bed. It increases oxygen, reduces inflammation, and lowers nighttime stroke risk. That pressure, combined with his nighttime drop in blood pressure, led to a cascade. A tiny tear, a clot, a stroke. There are thousands of seniors out there still doing the wrong stretches, in the wrong way, at the wrong time, not knowing the danger they face, just like that. But it must be the right kind, at the right time, with the right intention. The problem isn't movement. The problem is intensity, plus timing, plus position. For example, neck rolls, shoulder stands, or even some twisting motions that compress the carotid arteries can be dangerous when done right. Before bed, especially in a dehydrated state or after a stressful day. But one morning, Harold was rushed into the ER with a stroke that affected the left side of his brain. He lost speech, mobility, and the sparkle in his eye. We were all shocked. What went wrong? He didn't smoke. He didn't have diabetes. They're often taught without context, without medical insight, and without warnings. And seniors, trying to be proactive, trying to stay young, unknowingly put their brains at risk. That's why I'm speaking out. That's why I am telling you and everyone you love to take this seriously. But during his recovery, Harold mentioned something that stopped me in my tracks. A simple exercise, one you probably do often, maybe even daily, could silently increase your risk of a stroke. He believed it was making him younger. But ironically, it was slowly making his arteries more vulnerable. And when I reviewed the latest neurological research, it confirmed my fears. Certain high-strain neck and upper body exercises, especially when done late at night, can trigger a hidden chain reaction in the brain. One that increases the risk of stroke in seniors by as much as 36%, especially if they already have undiagnosed arterial stiffness or a history of high blood pressure overnight. And I'm not just talking about a minor health concern. I'm talking about a devastating, potentially disabling, life-changing event. So please, I urge you to listen closely, especially if you're over 55 or care for someone who is. What you're about to hear might just save a life, maybe even your own. Now, before I reveal the shocking truth about this specific exercise, let me take a moment to explain why I care so deeply. Every night before bed, Harold had a habit of doing one particular type of intense stretching exercise. He thought it helped his circulation. You see, your brain relies on a delicate balance of blood flow and pressure. Unlike muscles that can take a beating and recover, your cerebral arteries are fragile, especially as we age. When you perform sudden neck stretches, shoulder bridges, or even aggressive yoga inversions late at night, when your blood pressure naturally dips, you're reinforcing those tiny blood vessels to respond to rapid changes. And in seniors, those vessels are often stiff, inflamed, or partially blocked. The result? A tony rupture. Or worse, a clot that moves like a silent assassin into your brain while you sleep. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying you should stop exercising, not at all. Let's go back to Harold. After his stroke, we ran imaging on his carotid arteries, and Harold wasn't alone. Terrifying. Because many of these exercises are promoted online as restorative nighttime routines or youth-enhancing flexibility drills. So what should you do instead? If you want to protect your brain, improve your circulation, and still stay active, the key is gentle, low-impact, circulation-boosting movements. And if you absolutely love stretching, save it for the morning. When your blood pressure is naturally higher and your body is more hydrated. I know this might be surprising. I know it might feel unfair. You try so hard to be healthy. Let me tell you about someone else. Martha, 73. She came to my clinic after her friend had a stroke. That's what I want for you. Not fear, but freedom. Freedom from worry. Freedom from the unknown. So here's what I ask. Please avoid aggressive neck and shoulder exercises before bed. And if this video helped you or someone you love, please subscribe to Health Hackers and share this message. Together, we can change that. Together, we can save lives. Stay safe, stay smart, and as always, take care of your brain. It's the only one you've got.